So what I like about YouTube is that I can just press record, say all that I need to say, no matter how long it is, and then I stop it and I post. I have been feeling to be more present in my life. I'm present with the people around me. And I'm kind of getting sick of being on my phone, which is why I haven't been uploading as much lately. Um, it doesn't feel like a chore. I genuinely enjoy getting on here and being able to share. But I don't mind editing either, but it's just so long when I have to do it for three different platforms. And this is not just for uh, I am Jenny Rand. I also do. I also dance and I teach dance, so I have three different platforms for that as well. So yeah, I've just wanted to be more present, which is why I haven't posted as much videos. As well as, of course, I've had a lot going on with my son as well, and he's been off from school a lot since Easter break. So, but yeah, I am here. All of this is kind of leading into the message, but I do want to say that I created I'm in my son's room at the moment, so I'm so sorry about any noise in the background. But I did create a video yesterday, and it requires editing. So I started to relay a message, and then I think it was about 5 or 6 minutes in, I started to get really like it was intervened, and I had a really beautiful surprise um, come up during that. But it was a lot of me kind of zoning out and being worked on energetically, and I guess getting into the mode of receiving and being prepared for what was coming through. So I will post that video at some point. I'm a little bit hesitant because I guess it's a little bit more vulnerable, but at the same time, it is me. It's a part of me, and it's my way of life. So I will post it at some point, but it does require editing. So this one will probably come out before that one does. So with all that said, 2.5 minutes later, I wanted to get on here to talk about presence and intimacy. You know, mainly intimacy. I feel. I feel like we lack intimacy in so many areas of our lives. We're lacking intimacy and connection. And I feel like that's the way that, you know, the ones that orchestrate the systems within the world, I feel like this is what they kind of want because it keeps the structure of the system. But genuinely, what this world needs is more intimacy and more connection. You know, I feel like we've also created even just the word intimacy. It's created a whole facade around what intimacy actually is. I was thinking about this as and funny enough, I absolutely hate hand washing dishes. I hate it, I despise it. But when I'm doing it, this is my space where like I'm in one spot, I have to be still, and because it's not something that I enjoy, I go kind of into a meditative state in a sense because it's automatic. Like I have to do this, so my body is washing the dishes and my mind drifts off. So while I was doing that, I was realizing that I crave family time. I crave um, time with friends and community in that. But it's not just the thing is, it's like thinking about getting together with them. It's not really satisfying that intimacy that I'm looking for. It's not satisfying the real connection that I'm looking for. So, you can go to a family gathering and you can still feel disconnected from the people around you. And it doesn't mean that there's anything particularly wrong with my family. It's just that getting together and doing the things that bring bond within the family, that allow the family to connect with you and connect with where you're at, and to really see you truly and to view you through your emotional and mental states. You know what I mean? Because we're constantly We're constantly growing, we're constantly growing, and some grow faster than others. But like, imagine being in a room with your family and it's like, yeah, you guys are getting together and, you're watching TV or you're playing games or you're getting together, to celebrate something. You've got food and you've got presents, or do you know what I mean? And it's just like, nobody truly gets super vulnerable. Nobody really asks the questions that you need to ask to make the family really think about themselves as one unit, and how can we be better for each other, and how can we lift each other up. Do you know what I mean? How can we grow together? How can we have a greater connection? How can we know more in depth about each other? You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm really craving that. I'm craving that, not only with family, but in partnership and in friendship. You know what I mean? Like asking the hard questions, like asking the curious questions. Do you know what I mean? Not just like, oh yeah, how was your day? Oh yeah, what'd you do today? Do you get what I mean? Because I can ask strangers on the internet this. Like, I would really love to fall in love with connecting with people who I already love. Do you get what I mean? It's the same way in partnerships where, hopefully that made sense. I don't even know what the fuck I said just now, but what I'm trying to say is, like even with partnerships is a great example, because you know how like you start off in that like honeymoon phase, you know what I mean? And it's like you're so infatuated and all this, and then you fall deeper in love, and then at some point, a lot of people these days, they lose connection, you know what I mean? And then they have to go to therapy to like ask those questions, to get ignited again, to fall in love with each other again. Do you get what I mean? It's so funny. I just got a notification that said, "Agree, Jen, agree." uh, Agreed, rather. Agreed, Jen. Agreed. But yeah, right on time. But yeah, it's just like it's the same with family and friendship and even just meeting new people. It's like, why don't we it lacks something. It lacks something, because even just the way that we're so rehearsed in the way that we talk to each other these days, that it has no depth, and it doesn't feel genuine. Like when people ask you how you are, do they really care how you are? Is that just something that you say when you see someone or meet someone? Do you know what I mean? We really are missing the depth and the connection and the intimacy, the presence, the actual like being there with someone and sitting with someone and hearing them and wanting to know more and wanting to see the depths of them. Do you know what I mean? I've always seen the world like that, but it's just like lately in my life, I think that the more that I dive deeper within myself, is the more that I'd like to see it outside of myself. Do you know what I mean? Like I crave it outside of myself. It's like now that I have, obviously it's always been in me to want that intimacy, to want the closeness, to want friendships and and relationships in my life where I can feel free to be curious and ask these questions and really study people, because I've always studied people, but to feel safe in doing that and to feel reciprocated in doing that. The amount of times where I can ask, and then I don't get the same question back. It's nice to be able to want to learn, but to want someone to learn about you as well. Do you get what I mean? Just to be reciprocated. We lack that, and I'm craving that, and I feel like it's something that we are missing in life. It's funny because now I'm seeing a glimpse in my head. I saw this. I don't know why I watched it, but I watched this video because I was curious about somebody hired a professional cuddler. Like cuddling people is their actual job. And at first I was really like drawn back, and I was like, should I be watching this? Do you know what I mean? And then I realized in myself, reading myself, thinking like my idea of intimacy I mean, the intimacy that I want, the real intimacy, is a lot different from the intimacy that has been painted. Do you know what I mean? So even just a simple act of, two people cuddling and I'm watching and I'm thinking like, why is this making me feel uncomfortable that two people are actually like cuddling and stroking each other's back? And do you get what I mean? And it was all for kind of like an experiment and just to kind of review the life of a professional cuddler and to ask this person questions about their job, like the pros and cons and how they find it and yada, yada, yada. But as it slowly got to the end, I realized that it's just so healing for the nervous system and that us as a society are so broken and so disconnected and we lack intimacy so much that we can buy it, that we've made an actual trade. We've made a market for physical touch. Let that sink in for a minute. So, all of this to say, and to make you question, because I don't think that I'm one of those. I don't even know what to call myself. I'm not one of those readers. I'm not one of those creators. Let's just say creators. I'm not one of those creators that are here to get on and give you fluff. And I'm definitely not one to get on and just stroke your ego or just to be someone of motivation. Yes, I will give you motivational speech when I feel when I am cold and directed to give to you, but I don't consider myself that. I consider myself someone who wants to make you question everything, even yourself. I want you to ask yourself the right questions. I want you to question everything about yourself and your life so that you can get curious enough to unbury everything that is within you, the real you. Do you know what I mean? So I'm saying all of this to build perspective, but to also ask you, like, where are you lacking intimacy in your life and where can you add more? It's not just about touch, intimacy through touch is only one version. Like it's a way to really sit and be present with someone and to connect in such a way where, like for myself, I find that I fall in love with people so fast because I can see people. Do you know what I mean? I can see you. Like, and when I'm asking you genuine questions, no matter whether it's like, one of my friends or whether it's like a old lady as a stranger, like actually talking to people and being there with people, sitting with them, like digesting them. You know what I mean? Taking them in, being there, holding space for someone. Like, it's intimacy that we lack. Where can you add more of that in your life? Do you know what I mean? And I genuinely feel like the more intimacy that you hold outside of yourself is the more that it will find you. You will find your people. You know what I mean? So yeah. Where can you add more intimacy to your life? Where are you lacking intimacy? What can you do about it? What changes can you make? How can you how can you spread intimacy? How can you share it more? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I love y'all. I think I'm gonna post this. I was just thinking, maybe I'm gonna post. Yes, I'm gonna post this. Like and subscribe if you feel called to, guys. Thank you for being in here in this space. And I love y'all. And I see you. I feel you. I am you. And I cannot wait to be in the next video with you. To the next one.